Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Fan Mail this week with me, Amy Kay. Now, who's my guest? I'm going to give you a couple of clues. He won the Best Newcomer at the Brit Asia TV Awards, and his song goes a little something like this. Nahin lagda dil tere vajo soniye, nahin lagda dil tere vajo soniye, yaad. I don't think I know anymore, but let's ask him. Yes, it's SAN2. Hey peeps, yes, you've guessed it. My guest this week is SAN2, or should I say SAN2 or SAN2?
I think SAN2 would be fine.
I'm going with SAN2 because that's how it's spelled. Welcome to the show.
You can say it either way, to be honest.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
How you doing?
Not too bad, despite the weather out there. You know, it's raining and windy, man. Driving up on the way here from Nottingham, an hour of driving with the wind, the explosive wind.
An hour's not too bad. I've just come from London.
Really?
And there's no tubes.
Oh yeah,
I wish I had a car.
I heard about that.
So I think an hour's all right. But anyway, so you're here on Fan Mail. This show is all about what your supporters want to ask you. So you're one of the people that's quite popular. Artists love you.
Thank you.
And so I had to get you on the show. So we hit the streets, and this is what your supporters had to say about you.
I like his vocals. I think they're very old school, and they're bringing an old culture as well as keeping it hip for the new culture.
SAN2 is a great singer. Everyone likes him. He's brilliant. Yeah.
Well, I'd say I like his lyrics and I like his style. He's a new artist, and I reckon he's going to get very far in life.
I like what he's doing. I like where he's come from. I like everything about him.
So what do you think of that reaction from the supporters?
It's amazing. It's amazing that people think the way they're thinking, especially in that video there. It's especially kind of music that I do. You know, it's come from more of a kind of traditional classical bass, and for people to accept it and welcome it like that, it's amazing.
But how has it been? Like, how do you feel like even other artists, like being new to the music scene, how have you been taken in? I count myself lucky and blessed to be around a family full of musicians and singers. My father was a singer back in the day, back in the early 80s. Band, wasn't it?
Yeah, sub-brass group. So, I was kind of growing up around that. Growing up around, my father singing and music within the family. So it's just, and to be honest, I've seen the other kind of artists within the industry alongside my father as well. So I've kind of, been bought into it, and it's more natural for me.
So you've obviously, as your dad was in a band, and you've obviously gone to a lot of his shows, I assume.
Yeah.
Did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
100%. I mean, music. I believe I've got music in my blood. It's something that the moment I wake up is the one thing that I think about is music. So yeah, I've always known.
So when you told your dad, this is what I want to do, what was his reaction?
I don't think it was so much of telling him that is what I want to do. He could see it anyway, So basically, whilst he was doing music, I was picking it up and doing it alongside him as well and practicing as well. My father actually put me into learning tabla professionally at the age of 6, 7. So it was a natural progression.
And do you think that's prepared you on how to kind of go into the music scene now?
Most definitely. I think the bass is very, very firm, and I think it's classically based. So I think when you learn that from a young age, it kind of strengthens you to do things in the future in music.
But how did you kind of know what kind of artist you wanted to be?
To be honest, it's a destiny thing, I think. I do music, like I'm into, R&B, hip hop, English music, and I'm into Punjabi and Hindi stuff as well. So with my music, I always like to kind of fuse it and do something different. So if there is something that I can kind of, if I can create something new within the industry, that is where I'd like to see myself.
So you obviously, you can sing R&B, you can sing Punjabi, there's Qawwali, I'm like, the list goes on. But how do you kind of say that, you know, I'm going to be like a versatile artist? Do you reckon there is kind of space in the music scene for that right now?
I think you don't know till you create it. You don't really know till you actually try it out, and that is where I'm at the moment. I'm still discovering, you know, I'm still learning and doing things right now. You know, this is just the beginning of my career, so I can't really say that, you know, I'm at that particular point in my career.
Do you have kind of an idea of where you want to get to? Because everyone has that. I have that.
I just want to be a good artist in the industry or in the world, to be honest, and I want to be recognised throughout the world as a good artist, as a good performer and singer.
Okay, and what kind of advice does your dad give you? Do you go back to your dad's advice?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, my dad's always like criticising me. My father's always criticising
really?
me.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think so. I think so. He's always criticising me, telling me what's wrong and what's right and how to do certain things, and I think, you know, I think that's the best way, because he keeps me disciplined, you know. So it keeps me always going further and, you know, wanting to kind of prove myself.
But going back to like when your dad was performing, how have things changed now? How different is it?
Massively, because...
Do you think it's easier for artists now to kind of be heard?
I think it is, because we've got a lot of social networks, and we've got like things like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, where we can basically kind of put our music out and publish them out to them kind of networks. Whereas back in the day, you just had a stage and a band and a mic, and just to basically travel around, you know, wherever you could, and perform and let people hear you. So this way, I think we can get more international through those kind of networks.
I was trying to get my mum on Facebook. It's not working. I just about got her to text. Trust me.
I'm sure she'll get on this soon.
So we're going to take a short break, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Fan Mail, and I am sitting here with SAN2. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just relaxing.
You
just
right?
drinking some water and that. Yeah.
So I told you it's about the supporters. So I'm going to go straight in to the first question. If you just have a look right there for me.
I'd like to ask him what age did he start singing, actually, because he's got such amazing vocals. I think it's nice to know how old he was when he started singing.
So we kind of went over it.
Yeah.
But when did you know exactly that, or has your dad always taught you how to sing?
I think, you know what it is like, I think it was at the age of 6, like 5, 6, as what I can remember anyway. But I know that I've been, you know, listening to music ever since I was born, basically. But I think the last time I can recall, I think it was 5, 6 when I started singing.
But here's one for you. If I was to say to you, "Jocka de fatte," what does that mean?
It depends what you're on about.
You know what I'm on about. There you go. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, when was that?
Were you 17?
Yeah, I think I was 16, 17. It was a competition on Channel Punjab, I think, and yeah, it was a really good experience. I won that competition. I think Suki Bhatt was the actual presenter.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Presenter of it. So yeah, it was an amazing experience, because we had, like, you know, the judges, the likes of Amajit Sidhu Sahab, Bhavinder Sarfiji, and I think we had Channi ji from Alap as well, and Tejwant Kittu, amazing producer from India. So we had an amazing, you know, panel of judges who were kind of judging this competition, and for them to give me, you know, their kind of critics and their compliments towards my singing, and then finally winning it was an amazing experience.
But how many people entered? There must be quite a few.
I think it was around the UK, so there's, like, you know, people from all over the UK. You got London, Birmingham, you know, wherever, Leicester, but there was a lot of people, but I can't remember specifically.
Do you remember the feeling you had when you won? I'm
I
sure
was
you
very,
remember that feeling.
To be honest, you know, I'm a very shy person from young, and very nervous as well. Like, it would take me a lot to go on stage and to perform. You know, my parents would actually, you know, kind of say to me, go on stage and perform. You know, you can do it, kind of thing. And I was a very shy person when I was young. I mean, especially on Chakte Fatte, I was very shy and very nervous. So it was an absolutely massive achievement for me.
So how do you come over that shyness and perform now? Because trust me, you don't look shy. I've seen you perform.
I mean, I think, you know, when I get on stage, it's a different thing. When the music hits you, it's something different. It's like something else takes over you. It's not.
I know. You have an alter ego, don't you? It's like Beyonce. What's his name? Your alter ego.
No. I wouldn't think it's that. I mean, like I say, it's just like I'm like shy everywhere else. I'm shy, and, you know, around anyone else. But when it's music, when I'm on stage, it's like everything just goes, all the nerves and shyness just goes, and it's just like just me and the music.
So you're on a high as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's my drug. Music.
What, music?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a safe one to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is another supporter that had a question for you.
SAN2, when are you going to be playing in Birmingham and also in Leicester? We want to see you on stage performing.
So the Midlands, they want you.
I've performed in Leicester, I believe, and I've performed in Birmingham as well, but they've been more like private functions and stuff. But we will be obviously this year, the Millie and stuff. You know, God willing, I'll be performing there as well.
What kind of reaction do you get from like fans and everything when you are performing?
Just like that, I get an amazing reaction. You know, I just get. I believe, you know, when I do music, I believe that I connect, you know, with everyone in the audience, and they connect with me as well. So I get an amazing response from the audience.
Now, I've heard a lot of feedback about you. Now, artists as well have said that you are probably one of the best voices to come onto the music scene of late, comparing to other artists that have already been here, round about the same age as you. I mean, what would you say about that?
I mean,
like, these are big artists.
I just want to thank whoever said that, and, you know, just really take it on board, and I'm just very humbled for that, really. Especially coming from the older artists in the industry that have been in the industry for a long time. You know, I'm very grateful for that.
And let's talk about Brit Asia, best newcomer. Whoop whoop.
That again was a massive, you know, shock to me, because, you know, I've only released one single in the industry, and for me to achieve that, it was an absolute shock for me. It was an absolute shock, and I can't thank the public and Brit Asia enough for that.
Now, let's talk about Nayu Lagda. The whole video, I mean, how does it feel? This is like your debut single. The video, putting it all together as an artist now. I mean, obviously it's something you've been picturing from back in the day. And now that it's out there, how does it feel? I mean,
it feels amazing, because, I mean, if I tell you the story behind the song, my dad actually wrote it about 5-6 years ago. So the song is very, like, you know, I've heard it for such a long time, and he wrote it, and, you know, we did different versions of the song. You know, we did like a slow ballady type, and then finally came to the Qawwali style, and it's just amazing to see that we've worked on it for so long alongside the producer DSD, and for it to come out, you know, and to receive a response like that, it was amazing.
It's good. Even putting the video together. I mean, it's hard work, right? I mean, everyone thinks the videos are like.
You know what? That's my first ever video, so it's like, it was difficult. It wasn't difficult. It was just like a learning curve for me, like, you know, experiencing that, because I've never ever done a video like a proper music video like that.
Did you have a lot of say in how you wanted your video to turn out?
I mean, I just, like, Amit Channa is the one that directed the video. So
he's in the video?
He's in the video also, so is Rishi Rich and a couple of other people. But, I mean, we had a lot I say, you know, when we were writing the script, on like if there was certain things that was put across, I would say no, I don't want it like that. I want it like this. So it was a quite an open kind of relationship in towards that. Really, it was an amazing process, and like I said, I was learning at the same time.
So do you already have an idea for a next single? You know what the next one's going to be? Are you allowed to tell us? I mean, you can just drop us a little hint. I'm
not
good
right,
with that.
Not right now. I mean, to be honest, the script and everything's done for the next video, and that will be shooting very, very soon and coming out very, very soon. And I can't wait for people to see that, because it'll be a total different take from the last video. It'll be a total different style.
Very nice.
Actually, one thing I can say to you is this: the song at the beginning of Nayo Lagda, it's called Gal Sunja, and that's the song that I'll be releasing next.
Oh wow, was that an exclusive? Was that an exclusive? I think that's an exclusive. Yes, that's a fan mail exclusive. I like that.
Just for you.
Thank you. Let's go to another supporter.
I'd like to ask SAN2 who writes his lyrics.
Now you just said that your dad wrote that song, but if you were to write songs, is it always going to be with your dad? Or?
To be honest, like, my dad does write all my songs, and I think my dad is the only kind of person that can write me a song that will suit me, kind of thing. So I always rely on my dad to write me the songs, and I co-write sometimes with him, but most of it my father writes.
Okay, we'll quickly go to one more.
SAN2, what future collaborations do you have coming up this year?
Okay, let's talk about collaborations. Now, I've obviously seen people in your videos, we've seen some familiar faces, but is there any collaborations that you want to do or are in the pipeline?
We are doing quite a few collaborations actually, with various different producers, and we're doing one with Rishi Rich as well.
I would never have guessed that, really, even like watching your video.
It's amazing person. We're doing a song for a film, which he's scoring at the moment. So that's one of the material that's going to come out very, very soon, which is going to be in a film.
Hollywood, Bollywood, Brit movie?
It's a British film, yeah.
Brit Asian movie, maybe?
Brit Asian, yeah.
Oh, nice. We look forward to that. But talking about movies, obviously you're an artist that we can see going over to Bollywood. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, like 100%. I mean, that's my main aim really, is to go, is to see myself doing songs for films and stuff, and God willing, if I get the opportunity, it'll be a dream come true for me.
Now, you've been doing this for a while, so I'm sure you've got like a stack of songs just like there waiting to go. So if I was to say to you, album, when are you thinking about dropping one?
We're working on the album. As you know, music's always changing. So like even songs that I've had from back in the day, like they've either gone old or they don't just suit the kind of music that's out now. But we're working on an album, and that'll be out obviously after the few singles that we'll be releasing. So I think later this year or next year we'll be kind of dropping the album.
Nice. Now I've also heard you sing R&B. I heard you sing So Sick on a radio show.
Yeah.
But is R&B like something that we can kind of see coming in the future?
Definitely. I mean, with all my kind of music that I'm kind of doing at the moment, it's more like fusion. So it's like a bit of R&B, a bit of soul in there with the Punjabi and stuff.
Because the reason I say that is like I talk to artists and they always say to me, once they've sang in Punjabi, it's not so easy to always switch it up and sing in English, because singing in Punjabi is quite difficult.
Definitely.
And not everyone can do it well.
Mm.
So I think you're the first one that I've actually seen do it comfortably.
Thank you. I think that goes down to obviously being from a young age, like listening to both styles of music and being around that kind of society and environment. Listening to hip hop, R&B, like the likes of like Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and Whitney Houston. The list goes on. But I mean, from a young age, I was listening to that kind of music as well as the Punjabi. So I think that's what is basically coming through now.
Shall I tell you what I can see for you? Like, shall I tell you what Amy K vision is? This is what I would love to see, right? So you have like a stage and you have like a big live band, and you singing with that live band. for like R&B, soul, kind of blues.
Yeah.
I could see you
Thank
doing
you.
that.
That's a nice vision. You
If
know?
that vision comes true, tweet me, please.
Hopefully.
So this is your first experience on Fan Mail.
Yeah.
So would you like to? Do you have a message for your supporters? Or?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the fans and the listeners of Fan Mail Brit Asia. Just want to thank everyone, and I'm really, really grateful for this, you know, for your comments and your love and support. So keep supporting and keep loving my next tracks that I'll be also releasing as well. So just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming on.
No problem.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
I was okay. I behaved.
He's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. So guys, let me know who you want on the show. Tweet me questions. It's at Amy K Presents, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Kanika Kapoor, and I do a little bit of this and that. Watch the space. There's a lot of amazing work that's lined up, and I've always been a fan of Zeus since I was a teenager.